Okay, Dream Snow. On a small farm, there lived a farmer. He had only a few animals. He could count them on the fingers of one hand. So the farmer named his animals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. By the end of the barn stood a small tree. The farmer named it Tree. "Hello, Tree," he would say when he passed it. Right there. 5 animals in the barn and the tree. The farmer took good care of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every day he fed them and cleaned their stalls. In the evening, when his farm work was done, he went to his house. He kind of looks like Santa. Then he sat in his favorite chair, drank a cup of hot peppermint tea, and ate a slice of bread with honey on it. One night, as he sat there, oh, he looks comfortable, doesn't he? Yeah. The farmer felt very cozy and a bit tired. "Heavens," he said, yawning. "It's almost Christmas and it hasn't snowed yet." With that, he fell asleep. Soon he dreamed of falling snowflakes, then gently covered him with a white blanket. That's what he's dreaming. Wouldn't that be nice to have that much snow? Oh, he's sleeping and he's dreaming. I bet he's snoring too. The snowflakes gently covered one with a white blanket. The animal, remember? The animals named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there he is, the pony. Okay. The snowflakes gently covered 2 with a white blanket. Can you guess what the next one is? The animal? Moo! It's a cow. The snowflakes gently covered 3 with a white blanket. Can you think about what? You think it's a sheep? You read this book before. It's a sheep. What's the sheep say? Yes. The snowflakes gently covered 4 with a white blanket. What do you think 4 is? Ooh. Oink, oink. It's a piggy. A pink pig. And the snowflakes gently covered 5 with a white blanket. Okay, what do we think this one is? Cock-a-doodle-doo! A rooster. He's pretty. He's got a lot of different colors. The farmer woke up from his dream, looked out of his window and saw snow. It was not a dream. It was real snow. It had snowed while he had napped. Now the snow clouds had moved away. The moon and the stars sparkled in the wintry night sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were safe and fast asleep. Isn't that pretty? Okay, oh my, cried the farmer. I almost forgot. Quickly, he put on his warm coat, his warm boots, his warm hat, and his warm gloves. He grabbed a box, slung a sack over his shoulder, and dashed outside.
You had to do a letter called the breakfast.
I think maybe. Running past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the farmer shouted, I almost forgot. I almost forgot. Waking up the animals, they looked and wondered what the farmer was up to now. Yeah. They watched as he unpacked the box and emptied the sack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 watched as he decorated tree. Then he shouted, Merry Christmas to all, and pushed the button.
Well, that's not a very good song, is it?
Oh, Mr. Grinch.
I know a better song. It goes like this. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as prickly as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Now I'm going to read a story about you.
I'm not done. One more snit of the song. You're a monster, Mr. Grinch. Your heart's an empty hole. Your brain is full of spiders. You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Grinch. I wouldn't touch you with a 39.5-foot pole.
Now you better go because I have to read your story.
Bah! Christmas! No, Mrs. Claus, I'm gone.
Good song.
Okay, well, that was a surprise. I know. We're going to read How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Okay? By Teddy Owens. Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not. The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. Now please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be, perhaps, that his shoes were too tight. But I think that most likely the reason of all may have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's, staring down from his cave with a sour, grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now hanging a mistletoe wreath. And they're hanging their stocking. He snarled with sneer, tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Grinch fingers nervously drumming, I must find some way to stop Christmas from coming. For tomorrow he knew all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early and they'd rush for their toys. And then, oh the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, noise, noise. And then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. And they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. They'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing and they'd sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sang, the more the Grinch thought, I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years, I've put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Oh, he's trying to think. Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Grinch laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, and what a great Grinchy trick. With this coat and this hat, I just look like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer. He better not take Santa's. The Grinch looked around, but since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Grinch? No, the Grinch simply said. If I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max. Then he took some red thread and he tied a big horn on top of his head. Silly. Then he loaded some bags and some old empty sacks on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Grinch said, "Giddy up," and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Who's lay a snooze in their town. All the windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Who's were all dreaming sweet dreams without care. When he came to the first little house on the square, "This is stop number 1, the old Grinchy Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. I like their houses. Then he slid down the chimney, a rather tight pinch, but if Santa could do it, then so could the Grinch. He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little Who stockings all hung in a row. These stockings, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a smile most unpleasant. Around the whole room he took every present. Pop guns and bicycles, roller skates and drums, checkerboards, tricycles, popcorn, and plums. And he stuffed them in bags. Then the Grinch very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the icebox. He took the Who's feast. He took the Who pudding. He took the roast beast. He cleaned out the icebox as quick as a flash. Why, that Grinch, he even took their last can of Who hash. Then he stuffed all the food up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up the tree. And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like a coo of a dove. He turned around fast and he saw a small Who, Cindy Lou Who was not more than 2. The Grinch had been caught by this tiny Who daughter, who got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Grinch and said, Santa Claus, why are you taking our Christmas tree? Why? But you know, that old Grinch was so smart and so slick. He thought up a lie, and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, that fake Santa Claus lied. There's a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there. I'll bring it back here. And his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head. He got her a drink and sent her to bed. And when Cindy Lou Who went to bed with her cup, he went to the chimney and stuffed the tree up. Then the last thing he took was the log for their fire. Then he went up the chimney himself, the old liar. On their walls he left nothing but hooks and some wire. And one speck of food that he left in the house was a crumb that was even too small for a mouse. Then he did the same thing to the other Who's houses, leaving crumbs much too small for the other Who's mouses. It was 1/4 dawn, and all the Who's still abed, all the Who's still on snooze, when he packed up his sled. Packed it up with their presents, the ribbons, the wrappings, the tags and the tinsel, the trimmings, the trappings. 3,000 feet up the side of Mount Crumpet, he rode with his load to the tip-top to dump it. Pooh-hoo to the Who's, he was grinchinly humming. They're finding out now that no Christmas is coming. They're just waking up. I know just what they'll do. Their mouths will hang open a minute or two. Then the Who's down in Whoville will all cry boo-hoo. What a noise, grinned the Grinch, that I simply must hear. So he paused, and the Grinch put his hand to his ear. And he did hear a sound rising over the snow. It started in low, then it started to grow. But it wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so. But it was merry, very. He stared down at Whoville. The Grinch popped his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. The cat. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Christmas from coming. It came. Somehow or other, it just came the same. And the Grinch, with his Grinch feet ice cold in the snow, stood puzzling and puzzling. How could it be so? It came without ribbons. It came without tags. It came without packages, boxes, or bags. And he puzzled 3 hours till the Buzzler was sore. Then the Grinch thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. Maybe Christmas, perhaps, means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Whoville they say that the Grinch's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his heart didn't feel so tight, he whizzed in his load through the bright morning light, and he brought back the toys and the food for the feast. And he slid down himself. The Grinch carved the roast beast.
Oh, that's the best story I've ever heard in my life. My heart is so big now. I love Christmas. I love Mrs. Claus. I hope everybody gets everything that they want for Christmas, especially love.
Nice. Yay. Thank you, Mr. Grinch.
Thank you, Mrs. Claus.
Did you enjoy it?